Hello and welcome to the Benzo Rehab Dungeon, episode 59. It is September 24th, 2021. I am your host, Michael Deebs. Joining me, as always, potential baby killer, Danko Suvin from the Instagram handle @DankTheLuz. Also joining me, I don't know, potential doppelganger, John the producer from the Instagram handle @DiscoPathic. I couldn't think of anything actually mean to say about John, so
he's a darling babe.
He is the darling of the Benzo Rehab Dungeon. John, how are you doing today?
Oh well, I guess terrible, yeah.
Okay. Is this due to the allegations I just made against you?
That I'm a doppelganger. Yeah, because if I am in fact a doppelganger, I feel like I would be happier. In fact,
wow.
I hope I turn out to be a doppelganger.
You see, that's the problem that I discover with just being a white person on the internet in general, especially a white person with glasses, a beard, and a bald head, which is really what eventually all white guys become at some point.
There are a few of those people matching that description
right.
They're exposed to the internet.
But the issue is that after a while, you just become either spiritually or physically describable as any Wojak. Just any Wojak could be you.
Right.
And so I, being described as a doppelganger can hurt.
Well, I didn't describe you as a doppelganger.
No, but I'm just expressing why maybe he would feel
you
bad about this.
You connect with John.
Yeah.
As a person of doppelganger status.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Far worse than be called a baby killer.
On the subject of Wojaks, for
you didn't ask me how I am, but
I'm getting there. Right, don't rush me. I'm the captain.
This is art.
Ship.
This is science.
I'm the captain of this ship, and I've got a mutinous first mate.
I am the captain now. Yeah.
Anyways, the Wojak thing. The Luz and Dragons on Instagram posts an identical Wojak to the one that you post sometimes.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I thought that was him like just making jokes about you. And it turns out, no, he fits the Wojak description like you do.
Yeah.
So that was when I saw him on it was one of
the foreign object panels.
Panels. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. No, he's posting himself. I was like, it's really weird how the Luzin, like, a great guy, and I love his memes, but I was like, he really like focuses on Danko in these memes sometimes. I'm like, oh no, it's just they both have that look.
That's also the disturbing thing, because they would still work with me in there.
Oh yeah, no,
so they work for him. They work for.
That's why I was so fooled when
yeah.
the veil was lifted. I was like, oh shit. Turns out my friendship isn't as unique as I thought. Gotta find a more interesting cast of friends, I guess.
That's true.
They're making them all over the place.
Get yourself like a blue-haired girl with a side cut. No, I'm doing fine, but I had an existential crisis come up.
Okay.
Right.
Just one.
So we all know, and I don't need to get into this, what the word skeet means.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Skeet.
Oh, okay. There's a couple of applications for the word technically.
Right. And I think ultimately, like etymologically, it comes from, like skeet shooting, like something flies up into the air, much like
you're
something else.
Ejaculating something out. Right?
Yeah, right, exactly, and then you in fact ejaculate something else in line with it, right? So double. It's like throwing ropes into the air, kind of thing, right? And so I realized that I'm actually not sure because I just assumed that the same was true for yeet. And I know that you can yeet someone off of a building, right? Like you can throw them off. But I also thought that originally yeet meant something similar. Does it not?
Well, like, I mean, I think
like, can I yeet all over your lower back?
I think maybe it can apply. I don't know. This is where I realize that I am in my 30s. That
we're old now.
That slang term seems very complex to me.
It is
how it's applied, like when people speak it. Yeah.
Right, and the reason that this weighs so heavily for me is because I always used to think it was hilarious when I was teaching kids. And they'd be out on the playground, little like first graders. And because they're all so exposed to the internet, they would be running around in circles talking about yeeting one another. And I thought, that's hilarious and repulsive. And I can't believe you people have learned that word. And then they would ask me what I meant by you people. But it was
little people.
You little people. Yeah, so that's been weighing heavily on me. But I finally was able to finish the movie in Bruges. I've tried watching it 30 times. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's fine. It ends with a little person.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good tie-in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want anybody to think that was an aimless conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have anything planned for tonight.
Re-territorialize this. Yeah.
The podcast is just going to be an hour and a half of this.
Yeah. It usually is. We pretend to talk about politics or news or something, but really it's me asking about the word yeet.
Yeah. Similar topics.
Yeah.
Superhero come is. Why do we keep landing on? I almost said, why do we keep coming on this subject?
Why do we keep coming on land?
Why do we keep?
He's a racist.
Why do we keep landing on this subject? Speaking of coming to things and landing on them, Haitian asylum seekers. They're not coming on people.
They're coming to.
They're coming
people. They probably are. They're allowed their own lives, their own internal and private lives.
We don't want to assume
those
anything
people
about them. We would not blanket statement say Haitians are coming on.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay.
Oh,
some of them may not be.
It's a real Madonna horror thing that we have around Haitians.
Man, that horse is just one number away from being nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Madonna horse.
This whole thing could have been so much more, better.
Yeah.
Damn.
If this was fucking
well,
Cop 69.
Guess I'm gonna start working on a meme, guys.
Yeah. That's great. We need more of you doing memes.
Me looking down so you guys can see the shiny top of my head while we're podcasting. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
So back to the very serious subject of Haitians at the border. And this is serious, and this is horrific. But we try to approach things with humor because we're dead inside, and otherwise we would be screaming inarticulately. Go ahead and roll this footage, John.
Woo.
U.S. Border Patrol officer received Haitian migrants crossing the Rio Grande, coming back with food to a camp they've set up in Texas.
Hey, you use your women? Is this why your country because you use your women for this?
Whoa!
No, that way! Hey, no, I said no,
pause it?
No.
Yeah.
I heard you saying "whoa," and I gotta ask: is this the first time you're seeing this footage?
Yeah, no, I'd
Is this
heard
where
about
you
it.
get your news?
Yeah.
Well, so I get a lot of news through the radio, so it's
Okay.
it's short
Okay,
summaries
different when
of
you
things.
see it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I save some of these things that I've read or heard the description of for the show, actually, because I figured, and
Oh.
usually it ends up being all the stuff that I wanted to watch anyways.
right.
Okay, well,
Yeah, the same thing is happening for me here, where I had heard about the whip guy,
Oh,
Yeah, no, I
or
knew
the
that.
lasso guy, but yeah, I had not watched this yet.
Yeah, I know that he beat people with a leather strap, but I didn't know that he was like running over fucking kids and shit.
Yeah.
And what was it that
It's
he began this with?
accusing them of using women as a shield or whatever. When these people are just like trying to fucking get away from that fucking horse.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Border Patrol agents have the lowest fucking standard
Oh yeah,
of like almost any law enforcement agent. Like, it's shocking that they're federal agents. Like, it's almost as low as the fucking blueberries on base.
Yeah. I was gonna say
They're just
I don't
fucking-
find it shocking. I find it par for the course.
Yeah, well, no, I
Right.
mean, but like most people would find it shocking how ignorant they are.
We need
Well, a lot of
your mouth breathingest, most socially deranged,
them.
asshole racist that you can find. We're gonna give him a job.
Yeah,
He's gonna lock the border.
all the requirements are like okay credit, a GED, and
That's
a
the
willingness
funniest
to
part about
relocate.
all this sort of shit is like the credit system that's involved with recruitment of like federal agents and stuff like that, because it's very apparent to to the federal like state agencies that if you have low credit you can be manipulated financially into like
Right.
doing stuff. And you know it's real bad that China has a social credit score because finance in the US has nothing to do with your social standing. Am I right, guys?
yeah, nothing. How nasty would that be if like you weren't able to get an Uber or something just because of like the status of your like bank account or your like, or like you couldn't get a car because of your credit or something. Like, what if we had that?
People
Or a place to live
because of their
Place to
credit.
live is one I was gonna bring up.
crazy.
Anyways, we're going into American problems and we need to be focused on Haitian problems.
Yeah.
Right. Which again,
And
they
making
just call
them
themselves
Americans.
Loveshins.
But
Making
these
them
are
Americans so they can
Haitian
have-
problems coming into America,
Yeah.
skeeting across the border.
Oh man.
Okay, so are they skeeting or are they yeeting?
No, they're skeeting across
They're
the border.
Okay.
skeeting.
I thought
Border
Mike was
Patrol
saying that they're
agents-
not necessarily skeeting though.
Yeah, I think that fucking horse cop fucking is trying to beat them back to
Yes.
Mexico.
Oh, he's the skeeter.
No,
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
yeeter.
He's the yeeter.
Oh, he's the okay.
Yeah, horse
Okay.
cop's the yeeter. The Haitians are the skeeters.
Oh, this is making more sense to me.
I'm
No.
going to unironically
So-
title this episode Yeeters and Skeeters.
From the
I had a
window.
completely different episode title in mind, which was like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say it. It's not as good as what I just.
From the
made.
window
Whatever
to the
thing.
wall, to the
This is a
wall.
collaborative
Horse
effort.
cops on my balls. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Little doggy.
Oh,
Yeet,
man.
yeet, yeet. Goddamn. Goddamn. As
Yeah,
the
let's,
who did that song again? Was that Ludacris? No.
No, Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's watch some more of this and try to have a serious discussion. No,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
that's
Okay.
been shot.
Yes.
Serious discussion's been shot in
Yeah.
the head, but we're still gonna make good points, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's stop avoiding these horrific images.
Oh no. Okay.
What?
I just thought of a dreadful meme with just the image that we're looking at right now of and just I don't know, something about your Uber Eats has arrived. It's just of course being the point being,
but you need to have some kind of disclaimer on there somewhere.
Right, of course, the point being for the listener and everyone that many people in socially and financially precarious positions are forced into these types of essentially wage servitude jobs, right, in the gig economy. And so I'm actually being very woke and cool by making this extremely troubling meme.
So yeah, you're gonna make this meme, and then somebody's gonna have to make an infographic to why this is actually woke and not horrible.
Yeah, I know who to reach out for that, which I'm finding the image of it now. God, why am I like this?
Because you're broken inside.
I am broken inside. That's a great band too.
Let's watch some more of this.
Yes.
We've got our families inside, dying of hunger. We've had to go out to buy food.
You can see the tense scenes here. The Border Patrol are trying to stop people getting back into the camp after they went across to Mexico to get food, they say, because there isn't enough food for them actually there in the camp. There's more than 12,000 migrants, mostly Haitians, in the camp that sprung up in Del Rio.
So isn't it surreal that there's a white guy with a microphone like immune to this situation?
No.
Right.
I thought about that as well. Like that guy literally like covers this event, and you know, good on him for covering this event. I'm not criticizing him in any way.
Yeah.
But I know that guy goes back to his truck or news van or whatever, drives like, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles west, and then crosses the border legally to go stay in his hotel or something. Like, that's fucking insane to me.
It always
like nobody goes and whips him for like treading across the border a few times.
Yeah, like this is literally them being treated as like animals in a nature documentary, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's so sad when the lions end up eating the gazelles, but really this is just how it works.
Yeah. and I don't think that's the spirit of what I mean.
It's not, but that's still ultimately what's happening,
I get what you're
right?
saying, and I do agree that it's so insane how and it you know, he's probably got documents or whatever, but like Border Patrol isn't running this guy down, right? Like he's
he has not been checked at all that day.
Yeah,
they've got hungry families to beat,
right? Yeah. People carrying food and water, and your first reaction is to whip them. I'm going to say something a little bit controversial.
Nice.
Which is that Border Patrol agents shouldn't be alive. Not making a threat. Just saying they shouldn't be alive.
Yeah, like as an ontological fact. Like they just shouldn't be at all. Right. And so like that's part of this, like, part of this equation. I agree.
If I had the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah. If I could do a selective snap, is that a thing? Can you like selectively snap
a Tim
people?
Pool thing here where I just relate everything to Marvel movies that I maybe watched once while drunk and don't remember much of. Let's continue this because it only gets better, I can assure you.
Texas over the last 2 weeks. They want asylum, but US authorities are overwhelmed. This is just the latest flashpoint in a months-long surge of people illegally crossing the border, and there's little in the camp for them.
Sanitary products? There aren't any. Food? There isn't any either. They don't give you anything.
We met Nicholas on the Mexican bank of the river, searching for food and medicine for his family. He hadn't realized until we asked him about it that US authorities are also now flying Haitians back home. There's planes now.
Could you pause for a second? So I mean, I think that a lot of people don't really realize how precarious and uncomfortable life outside of like day-to-day extremely comfortable positions. And so it's like if you need to, when dealing with something like this, and maybe like you guys having been deployed have a bit more experience with it. So I'm going to give you guys credit for once for being troops. God bless our troops. But like if you've ever gone camping, and you like forgot napkins, and like how fucking awful that can make your day, just like being, oh no, I don't have napkins. Oh shit, they don't have running water here and I didn't plan for that. Like all of these things, like imagine piling all this shit up and you are also like your life is actually in danger and you've been traveling for God knows how long, like by foot, like wandering across the river. Like
if we let this clip go on a little bit longer, it talks about that a little bit, and this is where I don't think we could even possibly make anything humorous out of the next seconds.
Probably not from the trajectory.
So go ahead, John, and play some more.
You think about that? What kills me about that is that everyone knows what we Haitians are going through. There's no president. Crime is high. Students can't go to school. There's no work. The economy is down. People can't put up with that. Deportation is not good for us.
Like many others, he said he'd suffered to get this far, on a journey through South America, past gangs and through a patch of jungle called the Darien Gap, notorious for rape and robbery. It was really difficult. I saw a lot of us who died, he told me. Now he's touched ground in his promised land, the US, but it looks unlikely he'll be able to stay there. In the rush for food, we didn't see him make it back across the river into Texas. And by the afternoon, Mexican security forces were patrolling the river too. It was getting even tougher. Mexican authorities have opened the dam further upstream, which they do.
You know, I guess a quick critique. That cop did not even try to fucking hit a small child with that bow.
He's got to try better next.
Yeah, that's true.
Also,
disappointing.
Pause. They intentionally flood the river more, so that it's more difficult to cross.
Right.
Super good.
I hadn't thought about that. A couple more seconds left.
Quite regularly, but all it means is that these people are now struggling even more to get across. The water's a lot deeper here. It's just another obstacle and another danger for them as they try and get into the United States. John Holman, Al Jazeera, Acuna.
All right.
I'm gonna take back the troops thing.
I didn't have to deal with that when I was in the
I know. Yeah. Right, but yeah, I mean, it's like the amount of credit that we give people in the US and how they're heroes and shit for like having some kind of job that's not as dangerous as house painting, right? Being a cop or whatever. Yeah. And then these people literally cross through a rape forest, I think is the terminology more or less that's being used. And then they're sent back.
Jungle, actually. But...
Rape jungle. Rape
jungle, yeah.
But yeah, Rape Forest is a black metal band. Rape Jungle is the actual thing that they had to go through. But just
obviously this is well known.
So hard. But holy shit, and it's not like Haiti has ever done anything for us. Like that country has never benefited the US in any way, shape, or form. We don't owe sarcasm. The country. Okay. Yes, it's intense sarcasm. We wouldn't exist without Haiti. They're also one of the dopest countries simply because of the fact that they were like one of the only successful, like colonial slave riot that ended up leading to a nation being slave rebellion. I think it might be the only one.
Well, I mean, like a lot of islands had slave uprisings where they basically took control over the island.
Yeah, I would say there's a couple of islands in the Caribbean that kind of did similar things.
Right. Yeah, I know there's a lot of similar activity. There was one. Sorry, there's some specific moniker that Haiti deserves as being the only one that did something specific in these
No,
terms.
I'm not disagreeing.
But yeah, no,
I think
I'm just forgetting what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll sort it out. But yeah, I mean, extremely important country, an extremely impressive country. And even if it wasn't, like, these people shouldn't have to fucking deal with this and then deal with it again, and be sent away because they're, I don't know, dark skinned or, thieves.
I would say that factors in a fair amount.
Right. Oh, of course it. Yeah. Yeah. Did you to lighten up the mood a little bit?
Okay.
Did you guys hear about that Steve Crowder talking with Jordan Peterson thing about the small Haitian that robbed him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
he made up a story.
I considered throwing a Steven Crowder clip in here, but I was like, no.
He's harder to listen to than almost any. Like, I can listen to Stephen Molyneux for hours. I can listen to Jordan Peterson. I don't know why, because they're like probably more repulsive, or at least like Molyneux definitely is.
Oh yeah.
But Steven Crowder, I'm just like, he's unbearable to me.
Yeah. Well, it's I mean, it's because he's such a little fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Like that's probably that's why he's so unbearable.
Right. Yeah. It's just there's no. Yeah, there's just nothing there. He's a balloon.
Yeah, no, like he doesn't even have to get addicted to fucking benzos to have fucking like little fucking public meltdowns.
He's probably afraid of taking a bar. Like, he's afraid it's gonna make him do something weird.
Sure.
But
I don't fuck with drugs because I don't
want to lose control.
I don't want to lose control.
Because if I lose control, I'm going to do
the
something.
The entire purpose of drugs, bro.
Yeah. But no, like this story that he ended up telling, he was talking with Jordan Peterson, which is just such an amazing conversation, and they were talking about how well Peterson was actually like defending Montreal.
Yeah.
And because he lived there for a long time, and because Montreal, from everyone I've heard from, is a dope city.
I can't go to Montreal because Montreal's too dangerous.
It's too dangerous, right?
And even weak ass fucking Jordan Peterson, who looks like a strong breeze could break him in half, is like, I love Montreal.
I threw down in Montreal constantly. I'm part of half of the gangs in Montreal. The French and the English speaking. But
that's where he found all of his best benzo dealers.
Right. But Crowder was going on about how he was buying scalped tickets for, what band was it? It was something really embarrassing. Interpol. Yes.
Fuck off.
That rules.
Like, imagine first off admitting that like you're buying scalp tickets and then the scalp tickets you're buying are Interpol. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. But that led to this small Haitian man, as he called him, which he describes as being like 5'3", trying to sell him toilet paper instead of real tickets. And then when he got called out, he called Steven Crowder a racist, and then it made him stop running after him. And I love that. I mean, that it clearly didn't happen at all. But it's just a story full of self-owns that didn't happen at all, and I just love that. I think it's so good. So God bless you, Haitians, imaginary and otherwise.
Might as well have said something to the effect of like, yeah, so I was trying to buy a bag of weed and it turned out to be oregano, and then when I confronted the guy, he just ran faster than me, and
yeah,
I was
gonna buy
of the public perception of me chasing after somebody.
I was gonna buy some Molly from this little girl down the street, and she ended up giving me Flintstone vitamins. But then when I was chasing after her, my pants fell off, and everyone started laughing at my tiny dick.
See, like I could almost like believe that something like this happened, but it would be more along the lines of it wasn't a tiny man, that it was just like a fucking like 14-year-old kid that fucking scammed him on some weed or something.
Yeah, that's the only way this is real, is that it was just like it was an adolescent.
And again, Steven Crowder was too much of a coward to actually like confront somebody about something. like
He
in
does
a
seem
in
to
a
have a
direct
history
way.
of having trouble with confrontation.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. So you know what? Haitians all over North America doing God's work.
Yeah, I mean, if a Haitian actually did that, good on him.
Yeah.
Steven Crowder should be scammed more by Haitians.
yeah, yeah. All Haitians that come to this country, please scam.
One free shot at Steven Crowder.
Steven
He
Crowder.
should be airdropped into Haiti.
Yeah, there we go.
To just be constantly scammed. Like he can't even buy food because they just keep on giving him like gravel.
Let's go to the next link. And this is professional liar Jen Psaki. Go ahead and make
Oh, hell yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
right.
This lady's wig is
It's
amazing.
something.
Yeah, that rules.
Could you make the screen
Are shocked.
bigger?
Yeah. Does this
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
King, and the bar is high for shocking images along the border. You've called them horrific. What did the president say? How did he feel when he saw them?
He also felt they were horrific and horrible. I don't know anyone who could watch that video and not have that emotion. Last night, our Secretary of Homeland Security put out a statement conveying there'd be an investigation, that he's going to send additional personnel. And I think it's important for people to know that's not who we are. That's not who the Biden-Harris administration is. And we're going to absolutely pursue that investigation.
That's not who we are. Who is
Yeah,
it?
this is
Who is it?
Right.
Who is it then?
yeah. How
Because this is what's happening at the border.
right.
Yeah.
That's
And-
the real difference between like the quote unquote left and the right in this country is that the right is very much like, oh, this is who we are, and the left will say we're not while doing it. You know, like that's really it. Yeah.
yeah,
Almost a shower thought, like is so obvious at this point.
So yeah, right. So immediately, that's not who we are. That's not who the Biden-Harris administration is. Fun fact: Customs and Border Patrol is part of Department of Homeland Security. Department of Homeland Security is run exclusively by the executive branch of government. This is 100% a thing that Biden could change with the snap of his fingers.
yeah.
Let's watch more of this, and then we're gonna have some follow-on clips that contextualize everything she's lying about here. And
You could just be like, no more horse cops.
well, that's one of the things that's gonna show up later on.
Oh.
Kind of
Oh.
funny.
To get to the bottom of what happened here.
Meanwhile, deportation flights are ongoing, and I think what's confusing for people there is Secretary Mayorkas back in May said to Haitian nationals already here, we know things are so terrible in your country that you're going to get a temporary extension. We're not going to send you back. Your case is going to be ongoing. You're going to be here. Shouldn't that same idea apply now?
You're right. Temporary protected status, which is something the Secretary and the Secretary of State also put in place. They actually extended it further because of the turmoil on the ground into later in the summer. Now, anyone who was here before then may be eligible for temporary protected status, and we're
Pause
looking
for a
into that. People
Yeah, there's a very interesting thing she says. Before
Yeah, it's the summer's over, right? Like it is fall as of 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just making sure she's only speaking about things that have passed and no longer apply.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
People may be eligible for that. But right now, we also have to implement our laws at the border. We also want to protect people, both in that community, but also migrants. One of the challenges, as we're all facing a pandemic here, is the gathering of so many people. We're still implementing Title 42, which means that we are going to send people out of the country who come in as we implement that.
A COVID.
Wow. Like, so wait.
Yeah. What did she just say? We're not doing that. Also, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking having like a stroke or something.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Right.
I like,
there were several moments this week where I was like, I must be taking crazy pills. Because no one would just say that
yeah.
and expect to get away with it. And here we are.
Yeah.
They're saying
like,
that, and they're getting away with
Yeah.
it.
It's that fucking that old brain smoother.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's been the thing about transitioning from Trump to Biden, where it was when Trump was around, it was just like nightmare logic all the time, where it's like, oh, I'm not even going to question this because of course it's happening. This is this is how nightmares work. Where now it's like waking up from a nightmare and having like some of the same shit still happening. It's like, I know I woke up, but I do not know why the toilet still has teeth. Right. But then you think back and you're like, oh, it's fine. My toilet always had teeth.
Yeah.
This isn't new at all.
No, you're right. And what's interesting about all this is like, I think what, and helped is not the right term to use here. During the Trump administration, you had everybody agreeing with you, right? Like, wow, isn't it fucked up that Trump is doing this? And everyone's like, yeah, it's really fucked up. And now you're like, wow, isn't it fucked up that Biden's doing this? And they're like,
give
well,
him
that's not what's
time.
happening, actually. And we're gonna see later on that they like deny that any whipping was occurring because they don't actually have whips. It's just reins that they have. It's like, oh, because you can't whip somebody with reins. It's not like
it's
the
not
entire
a whip,
purpose
it's a
of
bolo.
reins is to whip the horse.
So there's a lot of parents who probably got their kids taken away unlawfully because you know, they didn't actually beat their kids with whips. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, they didn't actually
I was
whip
just
their kid
using
with
a broad
extension
leather
cord.
strap, Your Honor, not a whip.
Yeah, that's what happened. So I have a hobby. I don't know if everyone knows about this, but I
BDSM
kill
fetish
women.
Revealed. Oh, you kill
I
Oh.
I do it sometimes,
okay.
and it's like a thing that I do in order to like smooth out my old relationship with my mother. It's very
I
complicated.
thought the salacious thing I was accusing you of was the BDSM fetish, and here you are just admitting to murder. So
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that's part of it. Everyone that's into BDSM is into this. Like, that's my impression. And
how could you
and
not
so
be?
how could you not be? It's so hot. Anyway, so I do that a lot, and the way that I always get out of having ligatures in my trunk when cops pull me over is I tell them, oh, that's not rope, that's you
That's
know,
banded
that's paracord.
nylon.
Yeah, that's banded nylon, that's paracord, that's that's very thick shoelace. And I get away with it every time.
I've got big feet, and you know what that means, officer.
I have big feet, officer. You know what that means? It means I am a
Big
psychopathic
shoelaces.
murderer. But you know, so here's people have sent me a lot of messages asking about something that I said about the Yarvin thing last time, or the episode before. This is
people
not
talk to you about the episodes?
Yeah, sometimes it's
That's weird.
uncomfortable.
Nobody ever hits me up about the episode.
But
run
you don't
the
say
damn
confusing
thing.
things. Yeah. But I hint at things, and everyone's like, ooh, what the hell did this idiot mean? They ended up asking, like, what did I mean when I said that the fact that he was being interviewed by Tucker Carlson was a very good thing and a very bad thing at the same time. Yeah. And I mean, that's a very long thing, but one of the things that makes it one of the things that makes it a good and a bad thing is that when you introduce an idea like neocameralism or like monarchism or something into this contemporary setting, it allows for certain claims to be made, like, you know, Jen Psaki is talking about how we still need to defend our laws and like to stick to our laws, where, you know, if we lived inside of a monarchistic system that was genuinely monarchistic, not only would power be bare and obvious and there, and we could maybe do something about it, but also the king could just decide to be kind, independent of any laws. He could also be a psychopath, but
that has happened in history a couple of
times. It has. Both of them have, though, right? And I'm not a monarchist, guys, but putting those ideas into the world.
You're just out here making arguments for monarchism, but you're not a monarchist.
I love the Queen. Yeah, we should go back. Anyway, but it's, just imagine a world that was based rather than on like laws that were entirely kind of arbitrary and just kind of like we had to work around them, even though everyone literally agreed, oh, this is bullshit, that we functioned as humans like humans.
Right.
Anyway,
Cool.
it would be cool.
Let's listen to a little bit more of this. It's interesting though that you bring up the. Sorry, I said we should listen to more.
Immediately, let's just interrupt.
Look, this is why you're here, John, because I would have actually clicked and then started talking, and then would have had a pause.
I'd be just stuttering.
And since you are never paying attention and you're not very quick, I'm sorry. Did I say that the way I did?
You did in fact.
Oh, okay.
It's review season again.
What I'm talking about is the natural human like reflex time. Anyways.
So are you calling me a buffer?
Can we stop making this about you? All right. This is
Haitians. Michael is simply saying that certain types of people have more fast twitch muscle than others.
Yeah. I'm not inviting you to my Counter-Strike team. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good to know. No,
I don't have a Counter-Strike team. Just as a disclaimer.
It's a bummer.
Never been that kind of person.
Benzo Rehab CS.
But it's interesting that she brings up laws. It's interesting that she brings up this is not who we are. It's interesting that she brings up that this is not the Biden-Harris administration. We're gonna look at some links immediately after this that kind of, obviously disprove exactly what she's saying right now. But let's continue a little bit more of this. I think there's a couple of more interesting things that she says in here. If I'm
recalling. Safety protocol.
Exactly.
Did you say that it's possible that that extension that applies to Haitians already here could apply to those coming across the border?
Well, Tony, it's already been extended because of the turmoil on the ground. It was earlier this summer. That's something that the Secretary of Homeland Security and Secretary of State do look into. But again, as we look to the photos, not just the ones you referenced, but of all of these families and people under the bridges, we wanted to also take steps to implement our laws and to protect a lot of them from the spread of COVID as well.
Now, there's a lot of incoming, Jen, at the White House these days. What will be the president's message today at the United General Assembly? Well, he
is she on benzos? The wig.
But also,
and she just said it was extended until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. That's her whole fun trick here, right?
But the point is, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's why I love. I've never had a whole lot of respect for the Young Turks because I think Cenk is like a dumb piece of shit. But
that is how I would describe him. Yeah.
But Anna Kasparian is pretty good on there. She does good work on Jacobin. I think she does TYT for a paycheck, but
right.
That's speculation. But they constantly post and a lot of places, a lot of like progressive sort of channels and outlets keep on posting like how Jen Psaki is just like the fucking best girl boss ever, always clapping back at the Fox haters and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like this person is such an obvious duplicitous piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like just one of the most vile human beings that is spinning absolute fucking lies in front of everybody's faces without even like she's white as fuck. She should be blushing right now, right? But she has none of that fucking internal response to everything that she knows she's saying.
Yeah, no, that's a really good. That's a great point. That white people have like a "I'm not a sociopath" reflex, where you can like, you can tell if someone's gonna be a school shooter or not by if their face ever turns red.
It's true. Yeah. I don't know
like,
if you're joking right now.
Are they white? Are they white? Okay, that's a strike against them. Have they ever blushed when they said something embarrassing? No. Okay, strike two. They're going to kill everyone in the class.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, or become president.
Or become the press secretary.
Yeah. Well, and and I guess this goes back to I guess some of these like fake progressive like talking heads too, is that they're like, oh, thank God, at the very least, Biden is competent, or hires competent people or whatever,
Yeah. Now we've got the good liars.
And yeah, we got the good liars because I don't know, fucking every single press secretary that Trump had, like they didn't have fucking press
absolute dog
conferences.
shit.
They couldn't lie. They would just yell and scream fucking
Sean Spicer.
yeah.
Now listen here. You shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish what we could have is like some semblance of competence and I almost wouldn't even say like ethics per se, but like at least some version of competence so we could apply it to things like rebuilding Glass-Steagall or whatever. So on that end, but the incompetence of the Trump people when it came to PR, that is the perfect government to me, where it's internally competent and like able to make laws that make sense. But on the outside, it's just like, I pooped my pants again. I don't know why.
I didn't realize I shouldn't have said that.
Right. But so here's a really interesting thing that's striking about this is that, you know, people talk about zones of exception a lot when it comes to COVID, and for anyone that's like not stuck in terminology all the time, a zone of exception would essentially be a space wherein the government can apply new laws or brush away old ones simply because of some kind of an emergency or something like that. Emergency powers are, so, you know, we saw that with the Patriot Act, and we see it with COVID. And so people freak out about zones of exception or states of exception when we're talking about COVID, which is something that should be concerning. But while people are more concerned about it being used as like a biopolitics, like they're going to control our bodies kind of thing, what I see happening more is it just continues to be a really convenient excuse for things that we're already doing, like not allowing Haitians in.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
because her talking about we're trying to protect them from COVID. It's like, no, you're fucking not. You're keeping them under a bridge.
They can get vaccinated here, you know?
Yeah, give them. It's this may surprise people because I know that no one has gotten this yet, but getting your COVID shot really fast, and they seem to want to give it to a lot of people, but apparently not them. It would just be too hard. Just walk down the line.
So I think we're done with this particular clip. We can move on to some of the next links.
We're never done with Saki.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, we're gonna see more of her, unfortunately.
Oh, I take it back.
It's gonna be the I don't know. We need to come up with like blank of the week. You know, the Breakfast Club has the donkey of the week. What does Useful Idiots have? They have something.
I haven't listened to them in forever. Are they still around? I know they're like
still
left
around.
Rolling Stone.
They disconnected from
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, so they lost some of their like media permanence, I think.
Right,
They're still around. They're still doing pretty good stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a good kind of like casual show for sure. I haven't listened to them since they left Rolling Stone. I wasn't sure if they got things back in order. Anyway, but yeah, we do need a something of the week. What a patient of the week?
Yeah, maybe like relapse of the week or something like that. I like relapse of the week because that assumes that they're back on the benzos and they're
back on their bullshit.
They're out there doing. John just disappeared.
It would also imply though that they ever got off of
that. Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Yeah. John's dead.
John is dead.
We saw this coming.
Oh, I think he's coming back. Okay.
Damn it.
Just
kidding. I love John.
I love John.
Yeah. No, sorry.
John is my second favorite person on the podcast.
Look, John, we love you, but we don't need to hear about your problem or what.
Yeah, no, that's true. Actually, no. I was going to tie this into the show. Actually, I was actually. I'm working right now. You know, I'm actually being productive. So here in Texas, like you know how you have Amber Alerts.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And you know,
I said it like that.
They send you like one message and maybe like the presettings on your phone have the alarm on even when it's on silent or whatever.
Yeah.
But here in Texas, we have a blue alert.
Oh.
So if a cop gets like shot or injured,
No.
Does everybody go outside and like clap at night or what?
well, I mean, basically because they send out a blue alert. Like I'll get shit from like fucking 800 miles away that fucking happened like 30 minutes ago. Like the fucking fugitive has already made it in an 8-hour drive.
Fucking cool.
Yeah, but
I feel like I would use that as like a sex aid or something like that. Like,
yeah, cop got a
alert is
splinter
out.
today.
yeah, and actually you could use it as a sex aid because about every 5 minutes it will continue to alert you until you fucking what do you call it?
Ignore it. Or
Well, yeah, dismiss it. Yeah, acknowledge it. Yeah, you have to acknowledge the message.
That's.
Or at least I got annoyed and acknowledged it because I was like, no, I'm not acknowledging this message. I'll leave it unread forever in my phone.
What you're saying is that we need to like build a vibrating cock cage that responds to these.
Every time a cop, it's just like a pair of like miniature handcuffs that you put around your balls.
Every time my phone vibrates, an angel gets its wings.
The world is truly divided between Yeeters and Skeeters, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying, man. I thought they were the same.
To the next link. This is Jen Psaki says, "This is not the Biden-Harris administration." Just go ahead and play this clip.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can
take fucking literal decades.
10 years, 20 years.
It's so much money. And if you have the money to immigrate, you are probably not the first person that should be immigrating.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go to the next link because we're done looking at Kamala. By the way,
yeah, that's my favorite.
She has turtle lips. I'm just gonna throw
that out
there.
Yeah.
She got a little beak mouth. I'm just out here doing phrenology on people. Jen Psaki's white. She doesn't blush. What the fuck's up with that? Kamala Harris has thin lips as a black woman. What's up with that?
Turtle. I can't. Oh man, I can't not see the turtle. I want her and Mitch McConnell to kiss.
Oh man.
Oh man, it'd be like two turtles like fighting over a head of like a head of lettuce.
You know?
I bet unironically, have you ever heard turtles having sex?
Oh yeah.
I bet Mitch McConnell actually sounds like that.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Next.
Yeah, moving on.
Oh, so they all scream, including the giant ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the giant ones are loud as fuck.
Of course they are. They're turtle fucking, man.
Yeah.
No. It's not deep either. It's like
it's still the high pitched air release thing, huh?
Yeah.
That rules.
It's not as high pitched, but it's like I don't know. I've never heard anything like it. Until I walked all the way through the zoo wondering what that noise was for the last 3 hours.
Fucking Splinter walking in on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles jacking off, going This is a part of the normal turtle sex drive.
3 hours of edging.
Go to the next one, please.
Here it is.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I can barely hear what you're trying to play.
Well, it's
oh man, yeah, that was
wrong.
Shit. Okay, yeah. So
that's how I feel after sex.
Jen Psaki talks about enforcing our laws. And she brings up Title 42 specifically. Wouldn't it be interesting if Title 42 was rejected by a federal judge? And there's been no further ruling on it at this point. But Title 42 basically says we can kick out whoever we want because there's a pandemic right now. And a federal judge ruled that that's unconstitutional because we have asylum laws and those take precedence.
Thank you.
And this is a continuation of a Trump-era policy, of course, because, that's what Biden does.
The actual conservative.
Why rock the boat?
So this article, it was just one of the first articles I found, but it's from like the go up to the top.
Oh, here we go.
National Catholic Reporter, obviously not endorsing Catholicism or anything like that. Immigration advocates criticize Biden administration for support of Title 42. Scroll down. So immigration advocates are calling for an end to a controversial Trump-era policy that expels people at the border without due process, allegedly in the name of public health, a policy also being used against Haitian immigrants at the Texas border. The Biden administration, however, continues to fight for the policy called Title 42, even as a federal district court has ordered the administration to stop using the law. So when Jen Psaki says, oh, we're enforcing our laws and we're using Title 42, she's fucking lying because this has already been ruled illegal. And,
right.
What was like the massive fucking lib shit like diaper wedding session that happened about Trump? Oh, he doesn't follow our laws. He's ignoring the courts and just doing whatever he wants.
Imagine if just in general
this is what every fucking president does.
Yeah, well no, I was gonna say that what if most laws and stuff were unjust and evil expressions of power?
Of course.
Yeah. That would be wild.
That would
now, people
and if we think about this in Machiavellian terms, laws don't actually fucking matter.
Presidents, they're not real, guys. You can kill your neighbor right now.
Yeah,
no one's stopping.
Go ahead and do it. Yeah, I mean, literally,
you can literally do anything you want.
Yeah, you can literally do anything you want, and you might get in trouble for it later if you're not good at it.
You could take some kitchen shears and pop open your gooch right now and just watch everything pour out of the bottom, because that's how the body works. I've studied it.
Benzo Rehab Dungeon does not
in
advocate for gooch.
Did you guys know that this only works with men? But the gooch is so tight, there's so much pressure that if you prick it with a pin, your entrails will burst out of the bottom of your body.
Well, it's a pressure thing.
Yeah.
Because
so, but anyway, you're able to do that right now. You can do that.
Has been around long enough that we all know what actually happens to balls when they're punctured with needles.
Right. We also know what happens when you don't actually tighten up your abdomen appropriately when you squat.
Yeah, you poop yourself.
You poop yourself. Yeah. Yourself poops out. Anyway, try that tonight. Just take a little, like a thumbtack and get yourself in the gooch if you want to just leave this life very quickly.
Yeah, no, 17 gauge needle.
You don't even need. I'm just telling you guys. Just a thumbtack. That's all it needs.
Don't be like Steven Crowder.
Try it.
Yeah, Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder mutilates his balls with thumbtacks.
Yeah.
No, just your gooch, not your balls.
He's talking about
I don't want that.
Crowder.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that, like, I've studied anatomy.
Yeah.
I think as a technically world famous podcast.
That is true. Yeah, we are that.
Oh,
technically world famous. We have a responsibility to spread good information.
As many lies.
we have the responsibility to spread as much schizophrenic information as possible. Let's go to the next link.
Yeah, totally. More border patrol stuff.
So you were talking about how well, maybe just don't have horse cops. What's funny is so far the Biden administration's response has been, "Oh, the horses are the problem." Please play this clip.
Which, by the way, I wasn't saying that the fact that they have horses is a problem.
No. I know that's not what you're saying. I just think it's funny that this is like, they had horses. They shouldn't have those.
That's what made them fucking.
That's what made them treat
abusers.
these people cruelly and unjustly, was the fact that they have horses. The horses are actually racist. Is the point.
And most horses are.
Yeah, they just suck the empathy. Known for sucking the empathy out of human beings.
Well, that's why horse girls grow up to be cop wives.
That might actually be true. There's a pipeline here.
You know
There's
what?
a pipeline here.
Horse girl to cop wife pipeline, yeah. You get kicked in the head one too many times.
And then she always has an excuse for why she has a black eye, because she fell off her horse.
There you go.
Wow.
That sucks.
40% of police spouses report domestic violence.
Yeah, I bet you horse cop 69 beats his wife.
He does.
Yeah.
Horse cop 69. That makes me think that there's some kind of illicit video out there of a cop sucking off a horse or something.
I'm making sure that I have to make sure that is available on Instagram.
And then like, not only is he sucking off the horse, but horse with their fucking massive flat fucking teeth are just like biting down on his dick. It's just
and he fucking just
masticating the shit out of his fucking wiener. Please play this.
I love it.
Oh fuck.
There was an investigation the president certainly supports, overseen by the Department of Homeland Security, which he has conveyed will happen quickly. I can also convey to you that the secretary also conveyed to civil rights leaders earlier this morning that we would no longer be using horses in Del Rio. So that is something, a policy change that has been made in response. First, I would note there have been multiple senior level policy conversations on Haiti, where all proposals, including those led by Special Envoy Foote, were fully considered in a rigorous policy process. There are disagreements in these policy processes. That the president welcomes that, the Secretary of State welcomes that. That's certainly a part of having discussions and having robust discussions about.
Wait, is she covering up for why officials were saying one thing and then fucking the Biden administration was saying another?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That this was them just fucking schizophrenically throwing out like little tidbits from meetings and not speaking officially in the capacity of their office.
There's disagreements in the policy, and sometimes that's gonna happen. And those disagreements, what are you gonna do about it? Just deport thousands of Haitians? Yes, that's what you're gonna do about it.
It was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The state rules. Go ahead and play it.
Yeah.
The best path forward for difficult circumstances. Some of those proposals were harmful to our commitment to the promotion of democracy in Haiti. I'm not going to detail that further. I will let the State Department do that should they choose to. But I would note that Special Envoy Foote had ample opportunity to raise concerns about migration during his tenure. He never once did so. Now, that wasn't his purview. His purview was, of course, being the special envoy on the ground. His positions were, and his views were put forward. They were valued. They were heard. Different policy decisions were made in some circumstances.
Right.
Those like fucking progress, like using progressive or not progressive, but like, I don't know, using like these like
shit lid.
Well, turning those phrases into dog whistles basically to try to like to fucking smooth your fucking brain out.
Well, it's interesting.
You were heard. Your opinion, the opinions are valid.
We see you, we hear you. We're going to ignore you. But also, it's interesting that she said, well, he had multiple, and this is about, we'll look, I think it's the next link. But the White House's special envoy to Haiti resigned because he believes that everything that's happening with Haiti and Haitian immigrants is inhumane. But she says, she again, what a duplicitous, wretched person. Where she says, "Oh, hey, well, he had opportunities to raise concerns about what was happening, but he never did during his tenure." And then she goes on to say, we heard Secretary or what? I don't know what his fucking title is. His last name is Foote. We heard Foote's, recommendations and stuff like that. And it's like, what? You just said that he didn't raise any concerns or anything, and now you're talking about how he had recommendations, and we decided to ignore them. Like, there's an obvious fucking disconnect there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll it out to the end since we only got 7 seconds.
Roll it out. Woo!
Nothing there. Cool.
Get a little Guardian ad going.
Next link.
Link it up.
Oh.
So Saki, Yeeter or Skeeter?
Saki's a Yeeter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm understanding more now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not gonna explain it.
No,
I think you get it.
Yeah, I feel it.
So I thought this next link would be about the special envoy, but maybe that's further on. Anyways. The White House says it's not sending Haiti migrants at the border to Guantanamo. There was a job posting put out for Guantanamo Bay, that same Guantanamo Bay that you're thinking of. For a go ahead and scroll down. I want to make sure I say this right. So the Biden administration has no plans to send any of the thousands of Haitian migrants caught crossing the U.S.-Mexico border to a special holding facility at the U.S. Naval Base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, U.S. officials said on Thursday. The officials threw cold water on the idea of using the longtime facility for some of the Haitians gathered at the Texas border. The statement is a response to media speculation stirred by a U.S. government advertisement of a new contract to run the migrant center. So go ahead and go to the next link because this has more details, I believe, on the position. Oh, never mind. Nope. That's it. Scroll down then. I feel like you may have missed the link.
You fucking idiot.
Whoa!
You fool!
Do not use the I word when it comes to
Skeeter.
Yeah.
You Skeeter and or Yeeter, whichever is insulting. I'm still not sure which one is good.
No, you show me respect and call me retarded.
He's earned that hard R. So yeah, no, this is my bad. I didn't put the link in.
You idiot!
Who's the retard now?
It's me. I've always been the
yeah.
R word. I always say that all the time. I self-diagnosed, and I can say it now.
That's true. That's true.
But anyways, there was a job posting put out for a contractor who would be running part of a migrant detention facility that could house up to somewhere like 100 to 200 migrants at any time. And there was a requirement that they be able to speak Haitian Creole. But, obviously when the State Department says that we're not going to be sending migrants from Haiti to Guantanamo Bay, and it's all just a coincidence, a coinky-dink.
Notoriously trustworthy people.
Yes, we always trust the State Department in this instance. So obviously nobody's gonna end up in Guantanamo Bay, right, guys?
Why would they?
Yeah. Well, I think they've already double spoke on this. I believe I heard on the radio fucking a official saying, no, we're not sending the Haitian migrants from Texas to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay
Texas is the key operative there.
Yeah. And it's like, but at times fucking Guantanamo Bay has been or can be fucking used,
Utilized,
as a detention center for illegal immigrants.
It's just an
the word
overflow
he said was
facility.
indicted at sea.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
So as long as they catch them before they get to Texas, they're technically in the clear on their own little policy here.
Yeah, I mean they can drone strike you then.
Let's go ahead and go to the next link.
You know, actually, that's the future. That's the future. There's going to be a whole thing in the Supreme Court about whether or not you're able to drone strike a person on the border, or whether or not that's Amazon's territory.
They're gonna start arming the delivery drones, aren't they?
Yeah, domestic drone strikes are only for Amazon.
But it's gonna be allowed because, like, I don't know, one person is gonna steal like something that an Amazon drone is delivering.
Yeah, we're gonna make like a $2 trillion coin, and then and the Amazon is gonna steal it from their own drone, and then start like a Metal Gear Solid type war within the U.S.
where they can skeet white phosphorus down on the populace.
Exactly.
Skeeters. So this headline from CNN: more than 40 children with non-Haitian passports deported to Haiti, says an international organization for migration. So not only are we deporting people back to Haiti, we're deporting maybe the wrong people back to Haiti and their children. So
shocking.
They have less chances to survive than adult humans because they need adult humans to survive. And we're not giving them the best. You know, if we want to believe in meritocracy, we have not set them up for future success.
Yeah, you know, like somebody who made a fucking 2.8 fucking in high school probably can't discern somebody's fucking national origin, you know.
Yeah, that is possible, and it's an effort thing, if we're being honest.
It's a what now?
It's an effort thing. They
it's all
where these people are from or who belongs where.
Yeah, because
all these people technically belong in the U.S. as far as I'm concerned.
I need to find.
Well, and
I need to find my high school
GPA.
Too. Just for the lulz, because I'm pretty sure it was like 1 point something.
Yeah, no, I'm
like it was bad.
Yeah, to be fair, like I'm sure my GPA wasn't great. Fucking
people with 4.5s creep me out, man. Like,
yeah. Well, and it's weird because like I've met people who have like fucking these like crazy fucking high GPAs, and yeah, sure, sometimes they're super geniuses, but other times I'm like shocked, you know, that they like
they're just tryhards.
Yeah. Like maybe Your
University of Chicago undergrad students. Fuck you, all of you.
So let's see, where are we at? We're pretty on track. Let's go to the next link.
And you were bitching at us earlier.
No, I wasn't bitching at anybody. Come
on. The viewer, roll back the tape.
Yeah. Don't roll it back.
Zoom in, enhance,
enhance,
flip it and reverse it. Yeah.
I can't be held accountable for what happened minutes ago.
That's true. That's true. Legally, we all signed contracts about this.
Well, I'm also no longer that person.
That's true. The Mike of Theseus.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why people from Haiti are trying to escape Haiti right now, not only was their president assassinated by a group hired out from the U.S., I don't know, would kind of maybe institute some kind of international crime or something like that. I'm just saying if any other country on planet Earth had a mercenary group that assassinated our president, we would be bombing them for the next 30 or 40 years.
You think we'd make a big deal out of that?
Yeah. We
would make a big deal.
Well, like right now these guys are like bitching about their court case while out on bond, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they accessory to a coup guys are out on bond in this country.
Imagine.
Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, you steal a pack of diapers or something, and the local police are trying to lock you up for life.
Or just
Right.
beat you to death.
Yeah.
Whichever they can get away with first.
Yeah.
So
Imagine the fact that it is actually possible that, like, I don't know where these people are, Florida, but imagine going to a bar in Florida and having some guy talking to you and saying, "Yeah, I'm actually out on bail right now," and you're like, "Really? For what?" And they say, "A coup d'état in Haiti," and you're like, "Oh, that's very interesting," and just realizing that it actually is possible at this moment, that it's not just the liar guy at the bar, that it is
at that
a real
point,
thing.
At that point, you go, "Oh, are you CIA or PMC?"
Right.
Because it could be either one of those.
And it's always the opposite, because he's going to lie, right?
Yeah.
But he expects you to lie, or he expects that you'll expect him to be expected to lie.
This is turning into like the Princess Bride logic loop thing. So
Yeah.
go ahead and move past it.
Sorry, you don't like game theory.
I don't. I think it's pointless. What's happened in Haiti? They had their president assassinated by a U.S. Security firm. Then they have a massive earthquake, which injures, I think it's something around the realm of like 7,000 people, kills 1,500 people.
Which surely they had recovered completely from the last earthquake they had.
Right, yeah. So we're already dealing with a country that has compromised infrastructure, limited resources, no leadership at this point because their president was killed. And then they have the tropical storm Grace rolls through, which hampers rescue attempts, which cuts off aid for a bit. And then on top of that, we talked about Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier. Last time we covered Haiti, and a bunch of his gang folk have been fucking with all the aid workers and stuff like that, which has also not helped. They did eventually like call a ceasefire truce sort of thing for now, but there was an emphasis on the for now part of it. So anybody that thought that Jimmy Barbecue was some kind of socialist revolution leader.
Oh, yeah.
We pointed it out in the first time we covered Haiti.
It's like no one is a good guy.
No one is a good guy ever.
No.
Not me.
Well, and also this will be an excuse for America, like, not to help out, or not help out, take responsibility for fucking the situation that Haitians will like continue to be and are in now.
Yeah.
Because like they'll always say like, oh sure, we might have like especially fucking liberals will do this, like if they even do like acknowledge that we sponsored a coup in Iran, an American fucking mercenary contractor staged a coup in fucking Haiti. Well, we would like to like pay them restitution, but there's so much corruption.
Right. Yeah.
Who do we put in charge of the money? The gang member. And it's like, well, that's all there is now. Because you got rid of the fucking government.
A few months ago, I told the American people that we did not, in fact, kill the president of Haiti. My heart and best intentions tell me that's true, but the facts and evidence tell me it's not.
I was like, when the fuck did you address the American people?
Once a week.
I will disingenuously claim that we're technically world famous, but man, we are not addressing the American people.
No, that's fair.
Address the world. Yeah.
I won't be satisfied until I see Benzo Rehab dungeon shirts sold at Walmart in the dollar bin. Honestly, that would be dope.
That's what
we deserve.
So, all that's depressing.
Mhm.
We yeah. I mean, what else is there to say on the situation? Obviously, there's more nuance with everything going on, but I think we covered quite a bit of it. So,
Yeah, if ICE was just better funded, then maybe they'd be able to like
yeah, I mean, we need to
manage this.
abolish ICE,
Yeah.
and like I said before about Border Patrol agents that shouldn't be alive, ICE
Yeah.
agents shouldn't be alive.
Yeah, no, because those horse cops don't have enough money because they could be up armored quad cops.
Oh, by the way, guys, go to Instagram.com and follow HorseCop69. It's
okay.
It's our new page.
Our new
And
page.
yep, it's the new
Wow.
Benzo Rehab dungeon page.
I
And
don't
so if
think
you want to go
that's
ahead and follow
correct.
that,
Maybe it's part of the Benzo Rehab media empire, but I wouldn't say it's the new Benzo Rehab page.
Are we?
well,
a channel
agree
now?
to disagree, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well, more disagree than agree. So after all that depressing stuff, let's have a little bit of fun with the rest of this. We don't normally cover people like Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she did something so funny recently that I just, for the entertainment value, I feel like we should take a look.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
John,
she's pretty funny.
She is very very Trumpian in how funny she is.
Yeah.
Not meaning to be, just a clown show of a person.
I need to go to a restaurant and just like shit on one of the tables.
That's Bobert as the restaurant.
Oh, they're all the same, man.
They are very
They
similar.
all look alike.
But she's Lauren
Bobert?
Bobert is
Really?
Bobert. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Lauren Bobert is more tame, actually. Weirdly.
I thought, man, I can't believe that I thought that she was the one with the restaurant. But it's funny because I'm sure that if you mentioned Lauren Bobert's restaurant, I'd be like, yeah, of course, I know that one. So I just assumed, I guess, that they both had the same restaurant.
Her restaurant is like some gun-oriented barbecue.
Yeah.
Where the waitresses carry around guns.
And they can trump your burger and put it on like a cedar plank,
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a real thing. Yeah, I looked into this.
And
I want to go there.
Like the other thing that
Let's go there.
was like she hosted some event with her restaurant and like
with pulled pork and they
like hundreds of people got fucking like runaway diarrhea from it.
Bloody diarrhea at that.
Runaway
apparently.
bloody diarrhea.
Have you guys worked in a restaurant before?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Wait,
could you imagine working in a restaurant where everybody is fucking armed?
Yeah, if everyone's strapped in any of the restaurants I've been in, they'd all be dead.
Dumb as fuck,
we
right?
would all be dead.
Yeah. Like one hostess meltdown. The meltdown that nobody cares about in the restaurant industry.
Oh, man.
Right.
I have one of those once a week.
Yeah.
So let's
Every
go
day,
ahead.
nobody cares.
Yeah, imagine the gang war between front and back of house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the dishwashers are probably playing like neutral ground sort of shit.
Yeah,
What
the
are
bartenders like diving around.
Yeah.
There's like a busboy fucking dishwasher fucking like a caucus.
Busboy is what I was
Right.
thinking of. I never actually worked in a restaurant. I just said yes because it sounded cool. I was just trying to fit in. I actually I have and this is maybe a point of privilege for like my technical abilities. I've always refused. My first job was in building maintenance as like a low-level maintenance worker, and I've always had this rule: like I will never apply for hospitality jobs. And
yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, and then at one point I did break that rule because I was managing maintenance for a hotel, but it wasn't quite the same as like a hospitality job because I was just like fixing shit inside of a hospitality environment. But
yeah, my rule when I was growing
lucky.
up, my rule when I was growing up was that I would just take any job given to me so long it wasn't an MLM, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so it was just I mean, yeah, if anyone's followed my stories on Instagram.com, like I've I've had every stupid job on the face of the earth. So, I mean, restaurants are chief among those.
Of course.
But with tips, depending.
So
Yeah,
let's make this video big and let's watch it. And
Make the
I'm
video
sorry, John,
big.
if you had something you wanted to say, please say it.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying that I had some technical jobs when I was younger, but I also took service industry jobs. But I also will never work a service industry job again.
Yeah,
Although
same.
I did break that rule to be a bouncer. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I got
PSA
something
to
you can
everyone.
bounce. We got Yeeters and
PSA.
Skeeters. Go ahead.
Share your tips with the back of a house.
Hmm.
You should do that
Of course.
because they cook the fucking food
They may be uglier, but they still
and they
deserve
clean the dishes.
their
They
cut.
are uglier
Yeah,
and
they
they're
are
meaner.
uglier.
Selectively. Yeah. I have a couple people that are gonna be angry at me now for calling back of us meaner.
Not
Hostesses
ugly.
really want to be
I'm
mean.
not gonna be mad
Well,
about
no.
you saying ugly.
Well, no, I'm saying that that the hostesses are going to be angry
Oh.
and like the hosts and the
But-
fucking
but-
bartenders
but-
because they
but
want to be
nobody-
mean too.
No, nobody cares if the hostess are angry though.
That's
Like,
true.
so again, I don't even know why we brought them up again.
Yeah.
Let's watch this clip. This is
The Benzo Rehab hates hostesses, but
Yeah. We only the lady ones too.
Oh man.
oh shit, I'm not willing to go down that to.
You did the word.
Yeah, no.
But no, yeah, it's we don't respect any of you.
No.
Well,
Obviously,
watch
to
this
make the
clip.
show.
We just lost all of our listeners. Yeah.
This is the last episode we'll ever have.
Because we're gonna get assassinated.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
God, please.
Yeah.
Please end my shit. John, start the clip. This is Marjorie
Just a
Taylor
regular
Greene talking
American
about the new Green
citizen
Deal.
that decided to run for Congress and won my race representing Georgia's 14th district. I'm here to speak on behalf of the American people and how outraged we are at the policies of the Green New Deal, which are in the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill and the $3.5 trillion budget, because these policies are the most America-less policies. As a matter of fact, they do nothing but put China first. Taylor, you can.
Is she a little drunk?
She always
Probably.
seems like she's a little bit drunk, and it's probably
She
true.
keeps the little bottles around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're saying stuff this dumb, and I'm speaking from experience,
Same.
helps to have a little bit around.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I will say as a quick aside, people do sometimes reach out to me and they say, "Oh, it was funny when you said such and such on the podcast, or when you guys were
You're like,
talking
I have
about."
no fucking
I'm
idea
like,
what you're talking
yeah, I remember that conversation. Buddy, I don't even remember what I had for dinner tonight. But yeah, go ahead and keep playing this.
Number 2 now. So we'll go ahead and address what these policies are that are so shocking.
Yeah. The meme war is still
Oh my
raging,
God.
guys. It's still happening.
Oh my god.
What I love about this is how boomer of a meme that is, right?
Yeah.
It's
For
a
the
Literally top text, bottom text sort of shit.
right. For the listener, just literally look up, if you haven't seen this, you have to have seen this. But if you haven't, just look up the Marjorie Taylor Greene Scooby-Doo meme.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll pop up. It's it sucks.
Yeah, I made a parody of it where I
Right,
erased
yeah.
everything on the board and I put the Benzo Rehab Dungeon logo in there. And there's it's Marjorie Taylor Greene gesturing towards the Benzo Rehab Dungeon logo, and it says, "This is an example of a based podcast."
True.
And it is
So-
true. She's right in that case.
Are we Yeeters or Skeeters as a podcast?
Let's not decide that right now.
Yeah.
Let's think
Whatever.
about that. Let's have some meetings about it.
Your priorities are all fucking out of whack, Mike.
I agree. But again, I'm the captain of the ship.
Oh
I'm
man.
tired of this mutiny you've been trying to.
Stop asking about yeeting, or I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn the ship around.
Oh no, I just messed up all of our panels. Here we go. Yeah, we're good again.
That's so good.
Continue, please.
To me, and if the American people actually knew what these policies are, these globalist America Last policies are, I believe they would be ringing every single phone up here, probably demanding that Congress go home because America is only safe when Congress is out of session.
What the fuck?
First off, she's completely overestimating how much people care about Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. People are just like, no, I hate Congress. Like that. Like everybody just pretty much agrees with
it
that.
is actually a minority of people that care what Congress is doing. Everybody else just resoundingly hates them and thinks they're worthless.
Yeah, basically.
Go ahead
So-
and continue.
But unfortunately, Congress is in session, so let's tell the truth about what's happening. You see, this is a simple meme that you would find on the internet, but this meme is very real. The Green New Deal, surprise, serves China and China only.
Wow.
The
Wait, the Green
regular
New Deal serves China? No,
Yeah.
that's not what the meme says.
Wait,
The Green New Deal is China.
No. It
What
also
a-
serves China because it is China. Come on.
Oh, it's like
China
that.
serves
It's like
itself.
that to serve man thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a cannibal thing where it's like Soylent Green is people, Green New Deal is China because it's
Right.
also doing the thing for the thing. Okay. What are you typing in there? I can't see it.
He's looking up how much coal is exported from the USA.
Ugh, whatever.
69 million short tons
Yeah,
of coal.
nice. Nice. I'll show you a short ton.
Hey, also look up Democrats vote Green New Deal.
Yes, but real quick.
We export more than we import.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Also terrible.
5 million short tons used domestically or bought domestically. 69 million.
Nice.
Oh wait, what about? Sorry, I'll get to your
No,
thing.
it's okay. This is some
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like autism trip that you're going on.
So this is how much we consume. How much did we export?
69 million.
Nice.
Oh, okay, so we use 477 million. Yeah.
Look up Green New Deal Democrats vote. So when she talks about the Green New Deal being a part of the $1.5 trillion infrastructure budget thing, the Democrats resoundingly rejected it. Senate defeats New Green Deal. Go ahead and click that top one.
This one?
No. Sorry.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So most Democrats voted present for this, which is like kind of like a soft no, basically. But basically, the Green New Deal is not a part of the infrastructure bill. So she's talking about something that isn't real in the first place.
And also, again, Green New Deal has never been like a binding.
Yeah, it's an aspirational set of goals.
Right.
Yeah.
So the measure failed on a 57-0 vote, with all Republicans and 4 Democrats blocking the resolution. Aiming to avoid an inter-party fight on the issue, 43 Democrats, including those who introduced the Green New Deal, voted present. So it's not part of the infrastructure bill at all. Go back to the link we were on. Actually, go to the next one past that. It's the second Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene. So this is a continuation of her little rant, and it's just so good because she's doing the top text, bottom text meme stuff still.
And she's a meme queen.
So we should own Afghanistan's lithium deposits.
You gotta make that bigger. I can't even see it.
Yeah, make it bigger.
Okay.
Make it bigger.
So this is a picture of China's President Xi. Top text says, "I own Joe Biden." Bottom text says, "And now I own Afghanistan's lithium deposit."
First off, that's a picture of Pooh Bear.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Did you knock your microphone over?
I did.
I heard it.
Yeah, microphones do that.
You're drunk.
I haven't had anything to drink
Oh, look at this
in
guy.
a period of time.
Yeah.
Oh, a period of time.
Yeah,
that's like the Mitch Hedberg joke. I quit drinking. I still drink, but I also quit.
Right.
Go ahead and play this clip, John.
One of my colleagues here in the House of Representatives, my colleague, Democrat from New York, I had asked her to debate this policy because you see, I believe in debate. I believe the American people deserve to know exactly what's in these bills and the outcome and the effect on the economy.
Don't they
She's a
debate
debate
on
bro.
the floor of Congress?
Yeah.
So she wanted to. So she wanted a show, right?
She wants to be like, debate me, bro.
She wants to do the Peterson
Oh,
Zizek
but I
thing.
mean, but they already have that in Congress, right?
Yeah, no, it's already part of the thing.
Like you can get on the debate schedule and directly address another congressman, like for a bill, right?
Right. Yeah, and again, she's talking about something that's already been like voted down in the Senate and is never going to happen.
Yeah, a bunch of fake shit.
Yeah.
Like more fake shit.
What's awesome about her though is that I'm not.
But she doesn't know what's going on. Like
exactly. I'm not convinced that she is cynical. I just think that she's confused. Like that's what's so cool about her.
She has no idea what she's doing.
She just rules.
Yeah.
Just this like early dementia patient wandering through life, just being like, wow.
Well, that's why I said she's funny like Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny because like she has the confidence to pull the stunts, like when she didn't she walk up on another congressman with a weapon showing or something like that, or
I think that was Boebert probably.
Oh,
see, they're the same person.
They are very similar people, and I could honestly believe it in either situation.
Yeah, but I've seen her like yelling very confidently, but like here she is like I don't know if this is the debate portion of some motion in Congress or what she's doing.
No, this is her presentation.
Okay, yeah. So I really just think that like at this point she has like no confidence because I agree. I don't think she knows what the fuck is going on.
No.
Also, you can't convince me. I know that we're watching this and she's actively referring to this image next to her, but I am going to ignore all that because you cannot convince me that the image we're looking at right now is not a meme made by a boomer that you found on Facebook and somehow deep faked.
Yeah,
like this is just something that happened. Oh, actually, it literally is just a meme made, but never mind.
Yeah, no, I actually had several people, because I posted this clip on the Instagram story, or I posted something about it on the Instagram story, and people were like, "Oh, I thought that was fake," and then I like linked them to this video, and like, "Oh my god,
nothing's fake anymore, brothers and sisters."
No, it's all
Zembos.
real now. Continue playing this, John.
As a successful business owner who makes a profit and not a loss, I would like to debate my colleague from New York and talk to her about how her policies are actually going to destroy jobs and do nothing for the climate, because
any restaurant owner ever fucking is basically. Well, I thought this lady
she owns a construction company.
Oh, she owns a construction company. Yeah. Well, still,
again, they're the same person. You're not wrong.
Well, okay. So, then at least maybe she. Well, no, a lot of construction companies. I don't know.
Super predatory. Underpaying their workers, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
they literally have jobs that laws that I have to follow as somebody who runs public works operations. We have to do labor compliance reporting because so many construction companies underpay their workers, or they'll take on what's called prevailing wage jobs, which is where you have to pay your workers like a prevailing wage rate. And so many people would pay their workers prevailing wage rates, which means that the state is paying them more, and then they would just pocket that extra money and pay their workers like a regular low rate.
Yeah.
So construction companies are predatory as shit. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, like, and like I've heard stories of guys that like, you know, worked like 4 months not even knowing they were on a prevailing wage job.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's it's like Davis-Bacon law, I think is what it's called. You want to look it up, listener? It's Davis-Bacon or Bacon-Davis. I don't know. I'm drunk. Whatever. Let's watch this.
Reality is the climate's changed in the entire history of the earth, and no amount of taxes that anyone can pay is going to change the climate. And that's just the truth. That's not made up like climate change and climate justice. So according to Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, the dozens of bills that have sprung from this resolution since we introduced it 2 years all contain, number one, a commitment to creating good paying union jobs. Number two, prioritizing frontline and vulnerable communities disproportionately affected by climate change. I didn't know the climate affected some communities and not others.
What's interesting is she's about to show her hand very strongly here if you let it play for just a couple more seconds and then pause it.
All right.
I'm from Georgia. It's pretty hot and humid. I didn't know that it had anything to do with the color of our skin or how much money that we made, but apparently, according to Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, it does. You see, reducing...
Did anything about the resolution say color of skin? Because it was about just communities that are frontline, right?
Yeah, like,
and she's interjected the idea that this has something to do with skin tone, because I mean she's a demon. Whatever. Fuck
yeah,
it. She's a demon.
Yeah.
Just say it.
She says number three,
What's up?
It's telling you to continue.
Reducing greenhouse gas emissions from human sources by 40 to 60% within 10 years and net zero global emissions by 2050, in line with the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change's finding that global temperatures must not increase more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrialized levels in order to avoid the most severe impacts of climate change. I find it pretty shocking that people actually think that members of Congress and their legislation is actually going to control the Earth's temperature.
Just imagining her like shitting herself at a party.
Yeah.
And then people are just rushing around her being like, oh my God, we need to clean you up. You need to go into the bathroom. This is a horrible thing that's happened. And she just keeps on saying, it doesn't matter how much Febreze you end up using. It doesn't matter how much I wipe. There's no way that we're going to fix the stink of this room. And
the shit still exists.
The shit still exists. It's just
there's no way to get rid of it.
People have always been shitting. There's always been shit. It's just gonna be there.
So, nobody's ever been killed by shit, you know.
Yeah.
Would you gentlemen be okay with like a 5-minute break real quick, and then we'll come back for like 10-20 more minutes?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm drunker than usual, and I actually have to pee.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Well, I don't.
All right,
I don't
take
want to talk
mine
about
too.
We're not going away forever. We're coming back. So we will pause right here. All right, we are back from our break. This will be over soon, listener, and also people I've sequestered here to do this with me. So we're moving on from Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're done with her.
I'm done with her.
This is one of the most beautiful pieces of art I think I've ever seen in my life. Chris Cuomo, brother of Governor Andrew Cuomo, who famously has been removed from office, or I guess resigned from office. He would have been removed anyways. Resigned from office for being a creepo. Chris Cuomo, it's come out, also has some sexual harassment allegations against him. The person who wrote the article, which is Shelley Z. Ross, included this email snippet which Chris Cuomo sent to her. What
This
had
is
happened
so good.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this yet.
No.
Okay, so Chris Cuomo apparently grabbed her ass at a party. She was his boss at the time. What I'd first like to point out is that this email is from Cuomo, Chris, and his email address at this time is chris.cuomo@email.disney.com.
Amazing. So good.
So he's working for the Disney company at this point. It's sent Wednesday, June 1st at 18:30. So that's 6 o'clock, 6:30, 2005. Subject: Now that I think of it, I am ashamed. Nothing is capitalized in there, but all
lots of
lowercase.
ellipses.
Yes,
I think
lots of
that,
ellipses
like,
also.
This was panic written.
John, you're getting
No,
ahead of
boomers
this.
just write like this.
And it should be noted that Chris Cuomo is Generation X, not a boomer. So he's
They're all the
writing like
same.
a boomer as Gen X, which is horrible, sad, hate to see it. The subject: Now that I think of it, ellipses, I am ashamed, ellipses, and then the body of the message. Though my hearty greeting was a function of being glad to see you, ellipses. Ellipses again. Christian Slater got arrested for, parentheses, kind of, in parentheses, similar act, parentheses, though born of an alleged negative intent unlike my own, in parentheses, ellipses. And as a husband, I can empathize with not liking to see my wife patted as such, ellipses.
Dear Lord.
So pass along my apology to your very good and noble husband, ellipses. And I apologize to you as well for even putting you in such a position, ellipses. Next time, I will remember the lesson, no matter how happy I am to see you, ellipses.
I love
What
it.
a
It is such an amazing
fucking-
piece of art.
What a fucking creep.
He's even beginning it and ending it with a euphemism for an erection.
Yeah.
Right. You think about that? Like,
No,
is
for
that
sure.
is that
Though my
Cuomo
hearty
patting
greeting
your
was
pocket,
a function
or are
of
you
being
just
glad-
happy to see me?
Yeah. And then he ends up with, next time I will remember the lesson, no matter how happy I am to see you.
Right. And the just how incredible it is that he's like, oh man, I realized, hold on.
Yeah.
I just remembered that I sexually assaulted you. Say sorry to your husband.
Right, that's the first order of business.
Incredible.
Is, please pass on my regards to your
To a
gentle
noble
sir.
husband.
Right? You're very good and noble husband. Who the fuck talks like this? Like, who the fuck has talked like this since, I don't know, the 15th century? Let alone in an email sent from an email.disney.com account.
It's also just so good that it's
So-
Christian Slater that inspired him
Right?
to
Like, and this comes out of nowhere.
People that deserve to be bullied
yes.
Yeah.
write things like this. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise that Chris Cuomo was covering for his brother's multiple sexual assaults and was helping him navigate through the political turmoil up until it became public, and then he had to be like, oh, sorry about that, or Mamma Mia, I'm sorry, whatever Chris Cuomo said. He really likes to play up the fucking Italian thing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the next clip. This is Dave Rubin on
Oh,
Gutfeld.
our boy.
Make it big, yeah.
How is there a show called Gutfeld and another show called Stinchfield? Like these two,
They're trying to do the same.
they're like
thing.
extremizing one another.
Yeah.
This is how you build a perpetual energy machine. Is
So-
you allow both of them to exist.
So the
you know?
difference is that Stinchfield is
Has more veins in his neck.
Well, yeah, and he's
And
like
Gutfeld's just kind of sad.
Stinchfield is a hardcore guy. Gutfeld is a comedian.
Yeah, he's a funny
edgy,
Garfield boy.
Edgy comedian guy.
Yeah.
So this is Dave Rubin and Gutfeld. This is from Dave Rubin clips on Twitter. This is Dave Rubin and
Garfield.
And whatever Gutfeld's first name is.
Greg Garfield.
Is it? I think it is Greg Gutfeld, actually.
Yeah.
But, they're doing comedy. All right, they're funny guys.
Is it just me, or has Dave Rubin either become more dead inside, or gotten like Botox, or like a bunch of work done?
Could be any combination of things.
Yeah, he looks like so tired, but also the skin under the eyes is tightened so much.
And just like numb. Like maybe he is like becoming self-aware, but he's like stuck in this position because this is all that he can do. And this is what his face is going to be.
Is he an elf?
Forever.
This is the problem with Dave Rubin.
He's
a grifter.
problem.
He is intentionally a grifter. He's not like accidentally grifting or anything like that. He is intentionally a grifter, but he's so fucking dumb that it must just be constant exhaustion for him to try to grift the way he does.
Yeah.
Knowing like, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's just dodging all the time.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like,
and if you've
this guy's life is like Galaga.
Yeah.
Galaga
Dark Souls. Your fatigue meter just fucking wears out immediately when you dodge all of it. So let's go ahead and play this, and then we've got one more clip after this. But this is just, let's just soak this in as much as because it's such great comedy, you know.
Number one late night talk show hosted by a beautiful female woman.
Yes. How did you know?
I got it.
How did you know?
I knew it.
I decided to identify just the other day.
He's a female man.
All right, Kat, that leads me to my question.
Listen, you're not going to believe this. I've got one for you.
What?
I think there's a chance that COVID came from a lab in Wuhan.
Dagan, welcome to the show. You look fantastic. Will they ever be funny again? It's like it's almost like they've gone to Unfunny Island and they can't get off it.
Well, I will address that, but first off, whatever good they do tonight has been completely destroyed by the fact that your people backstage, do you know how much hairspray they put in my hair to get it to look like this?
Yeah.
So we've completely erased whatever gains
There's a tiny bird trapped in there.
No, these people, first off, they all fly private, right? We all know they fly private. They have probably 20 writers each to make them look that funny, so you have to deduct a certain amount of humor at that level.
All right, well, up next, violence is the answer, according to the woke college cancer. You know, what would stop me, Dave Rubin, from being the first?
Wait.
There's some jump cuts in here, but obviously nothing is landing, right?
Yeah.
Not any point in time has anything they've said been like, yes, what a clever insight and funny joke.
Yeah, these are just like the types of readings and banter that you have with like an uncle that you
had a weird moment.
Kind of have a thing with. Right. Where it's just like, wow. Well, yeah, just like a little, like he maybe shares weed with you sometimes.
Oh, sure.
And molests you. But where you walk into the room and he's like, how'd you get your hair like that? You're using a lot of hairspray. There must be a bird living in there. And you're like, oh, I remember what you did. And then, but like that's the level of humor involved here.
So what you're claiming is Greg Gutfeld at one point, because he's older than Dave
Greg
Rubin.
Garfield sat in my lap once.
Right. All right. Cool. John, did you have something you were going to say?
Yeah, no. It's just weird, like watching Dave Rubin fawn over like this like gross propagandist.
Who's not even good at it either, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, anyone that can like move him closer to getting a Fox show.
Well,
he'll blow you.
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah, he is. This is a Fox show.
Well, like to host a Fox show, like
no.
Rubin wants
Dave
to host
Rubin
a Fox
wants
show.
to get a Fox show. So
yeah,
he's
which is
trying
why
to
he's
do-
going to be like, "Oh, Gutfield, you're so fucking funny."
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, they've got to replace Milo Yiannopoulos, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's roll the rest of this. It's just I just want you guys to experience some humor and some joy.
We have resident gay commentary guy here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly
he'll tell us how we're not homophobic anymore, or else.
That's what's so funny and like simultaneously so sad about Dave Rubin is, and this is why he is a grifter and he knows he's a grifter, but he's just so dumb because like Milo Yiannopoulos never made it to primetime for a reason, right?
Right.
Because he was gay.
No.
Well, but that's also why he was a consultant or whatever, a guest occasionally.
Right, yeah. He was always the guest, never the host.
No.
Always the bridesmaid.
John has a point he wants to make.
Yeah.
Milo Yiannopoulos was, I'm pretty sure, which I guess check me if I'm wrong, listener/viewer, that Milo Yiannopoulos was going to speak at a CPAC.
Yeah. No. He's
so
always...
that was a big step from where he was as a conservative commentator.
For sure.
Yeah, and he could have gotten a show. He's closer. He would have been closer to having a Fox News show than Dave Rubin ever was.
No.
It's just that Milo Yiannopoulos is a pederast and admitted to being a pederast on a podcast.
It didn't help him, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't help, but I think there's also the gateway of he's gay and we're trying to appeal to a constituency that's anti-gay.
Conservatives love gay clowns.
Yeah.
Or clowns of any
minority
group. Like Candace Owen is a fucking black clown for conservatives.
Is not gay, you know.
Well,
she is black, but
just because she's black doesn't mean she's gay. Okay, guys. That's a weird joke.
I don't know. I think this is maybe more nuanced, but I think the gateway of being gay to having a Fox show is there.
If you're white, are willing to debase yourself,
right,
and you're not a pederast,
right,
is now the rule.
Yeah. Those are the basic elements you have to fill.
It's just that they're sad that Dave Rubin is so fucking boring.
Yes,
for sure.
Exactly. And this guy's so lame.
Yeah, and they have to deal with his bitchy husband who
writes all his bad jokes.
Writes his words for him.
Yeah.
Let's
continue. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
They wish they could have had an edgy gay like Milo Yiannopoulos.
Right. Oh, for sure. I mean, they milked him as much as they could.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
What
a term.
he was Catholic or whatever.
He was what?
He was Catholic.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Nominally, all sorts of things. Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever. I don't know. All right.
Just white shaft.
He's talking about the comic book superhero Shaft. But that is great. That is great.
Yeah. White Shaft.
Man, really milking it, you know.
John, please.
What would stop you?
What would stop me?
From being the first white shaft.
Yes. Richard
that you're 5'3".
Yeah.
It hurts.
It's actually gonna come up, so which is
Country.
I now see why you're number one.
Yes.
In late night.
I would like to see. How about this? I would like to see a white version of The Wiz. You could call it The Wizard of Oz.
And actually, aren't you the same height as the Munchkins?
Look, they're in my family tree. Do you have anything to add to this other than your pithy insults and your beautiful hair?
Thank you. The same people who tell you that gender doesn't matter are obsessed with gender.
Right.
Nothing they say makes sense,
deep.
whether they're a male or a female.
That is true. What do you make of this, cat?
So yeah.
Man, the funniest people on TV.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do, really. Be funnier than someone on TV, you know?
Let's go to the next clip where we're going to see Jordan Peterson.
I've been pilloried in the press.
Oh, man.
I've been pilloried in the press.
Pilloried in the press. What I love is how dramatic he is about this, right? So he starts out with, I've been pilloried in the press. And then he says, I've been slashed to ribbons.
It's so good.
Obviously being dramatic. But the title of this is The Impact of Female Fecundity, which is put in orange letters for some reason. And male aggression, which is back to white letters.
Nice.
Female fecundity. Fecundity is a term for the ability to produce offspring. So
yeah,
like maybe using the most disgusting term you could possibly like the most guttural, like fecundity.
Baby, that pussy is fecundant.
Is this going to be more like brain smoothing of incels that he kind of tried to does?
Oh, yeah, you already.
We're here for.
You already found the thread, John. Let's go ahead and play this, and we'll probably shout out pause at some point.
All right.
I've been pilloried in the press repeatedly for pointing out that normative monogamy controls male aggression. It's amazing to me that I've been slashed to ribbons for making that case, because I thought that was like anthropology 101. You know, there's two things that every society needs to control. One is female fecundity because of its high cost, and the other is male aggression.
What? Females producing offspring has a high cost?
Well,
yeah.
Well, so
no, I don't think
that
that's
like
wrong.
What society is, though. Like, if you want society to continue.
So
yeah, but I mean that I think is a fine point, because it is a high cost. It's something you want to continue maintaining, but you still want to be able to manage it, right? Otherwise, you have like people starving and shit.
So for like a short period of time in the Industrial Revolution, in certain Western countries, that like culture of like, oh yeah, no, like pregnant, like we are human, we have to deal with human problems. Pregnant women, you know, for better or worse, is a, you know, human problem, like we should take care of it. Like they like industrialize like milk stations like for a short period of time, because they're like, oh yeah, like culture was just like, oh yeah, we have to deal with like, you know, getting women to lactate or whatever, or women that just don't, and how do we take care of humans, you know? But that's just a problem we have to deal with. Yeah, we shouldn't necessarily fucking control it.
Right.
It's gross.
That's kind of the point.
What are you saying is he wants more abortions?
Yeah.
No, he would never say that.
or you know, controlling you know, women's
I think controlling
everything,
women's bodies
like,
is more
bodies and
continue because the other is male aggression.
Male aggression, which I mean, also like I guess structuralized monogamy, or you know, making something legal or illegal of how people relate to each other. Somebody who isn't competing sexually, like, or has to compete physically, sexually, through violence, like how does some type of like forced monogamy of like society like reduce that?
I don't think it does.
I don't, and I don't know why anybody cares.
But everyone knew that if they were even moderately educated. And well, how do you control that? Regulate it for everyone's interest, particularly for the interest of children. The answer seems to be the imposition of monogamous norms. Now, people object, well, are people truly monogamous? And the answer is not if you set up the environment to differentially award hyper-successful polyamorous males, which is exactly what Tinder does. And there are societies where that's the case.
What was that?
Check out this postmodernist
right.
Saying that people change and culture changes. Oh, ooh.
Wait, are rich dudes fathering a bunch of kids or something?
I mean, they don't pay for them, but yeah, sure.
Continue.
Case where
Michael.
one man has 1,000 wives, so to speak, and 999 men have none. But those aren't societies that are stable, and those young men who have nothing to do find things to do, and they aren't necessarily the sorts of things that you want them to be doing. Because what the hell do they have to lose fundamentally? And it's not a good idea to generate.
What's that? I hear grumbling.
Oh, no,
Just get good.
Yeah.
In a society full of young men who have very little to lose. And it is an appalling thing that the privileged classes are more likely to disparage marriage, let's say.
And these ideas trickle down over time. They sort of permeate throughout society because elites, affluent, educated people wield disproportionate influence, whether it's through media, pop culture, fashion.
I love this weird double standard, double take thing where it's it's the poor people that are like fucking all the time and like constantly having children, but also apparently there's like one hyper successful male who is everyone's dad. It just makes no fucking sense.
So this actually, if you could go back to Jordan Peterson's main Instagram page.
Yeah. I suppose.
if we can find it. This plays into a talk that middle down is the impact of female fecundity and male aggression. If you go top right, there's an interesting because he talks about like the hierarchy and dominance structures and all this sort of stuff in this next clip. And I think the juxtaposition of these two is interesting.
Mediated by dopamine when you're advancing towards something, say, or when you have a cue that something good is about to happen. What is the system that mediates positive emotion at the satiation level? Well, let's start with the satiation issue. That seems mostly regulated by serotonin. The opiate issue is there are other forms of specific reward that don't seem to be merely motivated or merely underpinned by dopamine. And the opiate system would be one of those. There's an oxytocin system as well. So there are other biochemical systems that are involved in more specific forms of reward. But the thing that's common among instances that make it appear that you're moving forward is the dopaminergic element, roughly speaking. And then one of the things that happens if you're higher in serotonin because you're more dominant is that you're more satiated all the time. That's why people who are low in the dominance hierarchy with decreased levels of serotonin are more impulsive and also more emotionally dysregulated. They're more impulsive because, hey, you take your positive thing when you can get it.
Can you pause it?
And so they're more dissatisfied.
So if your life is bad, you have a tendency to do things that make you feel gooder. And when life is good, you probably will maybe do less of that. That's a fucking wild take.
Yeah, well, he also makes some more wild accusation or
I'm ready for
later on.
Yeah.
Where basically it says that people who have lots of power are very emotionally regulated.
Right. That's where this is going. Amazing.
Go ahead, continue, John.
More looking for anything that will produce a positive outcome. And then they're also more likely to experience diffuse negative emotion, partly because their serotonin systems are lower, indicating their tenuous status in the dominance hierarchy, meaning that everything they do that's uncertain is far more dangerous. So this is also why it's very difficult often when you're trying to treat someone who's depressed, because you could say there's not much difference between being depressed and existing in the biochemical state that being at the bottom of the dominance hierarchy would produce. In fact, they're the same thing. Well, then the question is, are you depressed or are you just at the bottom of a dominance hierarchy? Because those are not, like the symptomatology is very, very similar. But
Mark
the
Fisher
cause and the cure are not the same. You know, because you might be at the bottom of a dominant hierarchy because you're just, everything about your life is ruined. So, and of course you're suffering. Are you depressed? So, no, not exactly. You just have nowhere to go. The question was positive emotions mediated by dopamine. When you're,
I know I'm not a psychologist, but like,
Neither is he, honestly.
Can you not is that not the point of like therapy, to like determine if you're, well, to help alleviate your depression? Like, are you not depressed?
Well,
like, you are depressed, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's just pointing out like one of the most obvious things that you would handle in therapy, so long as you actually go to like talk therapy rather than just a psychiatrist, which would be, hey, so do you have a chemical imbalance, or is your life bad? And if your life is bad, let's try to fix that first, and then we'll, medicate you if that's necessary. And so like, I mean, that's totally fair, but he decides to like say all this stuff like it's extremely profound. And I guess like a lot of people just refuse to go to therapy or like can't afford it or whatever. And so this like may seem surprising to a lot of them. Where it's just like, maybe you're not depressed, maybe your life is bad. And it's like, that's not meaningful here. It could become meaningful when it comes to like applying a cure. But that's, I mean, it's a mess.
It's like people with business administration degrees that say that they're interested in psychology. They're just like amazed by Jordan Peterson, like spitting out like an incel version of fucking like Psych 101.
Yeah, this man saw a Pareto distribution once and decided to build his entire personality around it. It's wild.
Well, that's all I have for you gentlemen tonight. Thank you for
all right, take mine too.
I haven't gotten to that point. You're jumping ahead.
I'm such a naughty boy.
So next week, we will be doing the episode on witches with our witch expert.
Oh yeah, we got witches all over the place.
And I think she doesn't like me calling her a witch expert, but I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then the following week we have Teddy K coming back for
hell yeah,
Russian history,
part 3.
Part 3
of 12.
We will move past Peter the Great. I guess we have already moved past Peter the Great, sort of.
We'll probably have some notes about him.
Yeah, we might return to him here and there, but we will move past him at this point. And then there may be a Benzo Rehab Dungeon move down the line. Things are up in the air. We'll see. But maybe a short break after this 3 weeks, something like that. We'll make content. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, dear listener. We will be here drinking and making asses of ourselves.
We're content machines.
Yes.
We have no other purpose
but
to keep you filled with content.
If you listen to this point, thank you so much for your time. We love you. Please take your medicine.
Please take mine too.
And save some for your friends.
Hi, Michael Deebs here, with no gun pointed at my head. Please know that all content created for the Benzo Rehab Dungeon is and always will be freely available. However, if you would like to support this creation of content, we here at Camp Benzo would appreciate it, as the production itself is not free of cost. Anything donated will go to covering the various subscription fees maintained for our content production or improving and expanding the content produced. If you are able to, please head on over to patreon.com/BenzoRehabDungeon. We also have shirts for sale on Teespring, all priced as low as we can get them without turning much or any profit. They are mostly so that you can show your loved ones that a necessary intervention may be on the horizon. Links to the merchandise storefront and our various social media profiles can be found on our link tree, which is the word linktr.ee/BenzoRehabDungeon. As always, we love you. Please take your medicine.